Hi everyone, welcome back to Dr. Hannah Men's Health. I'm Dr. Hannah, a board-certified urologist with over 12 years of experience helping men regain their confidence, performance, and overall vitality. Let's start with something most people never hear clearly. Masturbation isn't just normal. It can actually support your health. It promotes prostate function, reduces stress, improves sleep, and can even enhance your performance with a partner. But here's the catch. It only helps when done the right way. Many men unknowingly fall into habits that seem harmless, but quietly condition their bodies to fail when it matters most. These hidden mistakes can lead to finishing too fast, struggling to stay hard, or losing interest in real intimacy altogether. In today's video, we'll unpack the truth about healthy masturbation, expose the 3 biggest mistakes most men make, and explore how these habits affect your biology, emotions, and performance. Then I'll guide you through a simple plan to retrain your body for stamina, control, and long-lasting confidence. Stick with me until the end because I'll also share a bonus tip that could completely change your bedroom experience. Before we dive in, take a moment to like this video and let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I love seeing how far our men's health community reaches. If you haven't already, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. This is where we talk honestly about men's health, without shame, guilt, or myths. All right, let's get into it. Here's the truth. Every time you masturbate, you're training your body for what happens next. 1. Fast finish trap. Let's be honest, most men have treated masturbation like a race at some point. Maybe it started as a teenager sneaking quick moments before someone walked in, or as an adult trying to relieve stress late at night and just get it over with. Over time, that pattern becomes hardwired. Your brain and body learn that arousal equals urgency. And when it's finally time to be with a partner, your body automatically reverts to that finish fast routine. Biologically, this is a problem. When you repeatedly rush to climax, your brain associates sexual stimulation with speed, not endurance. The neural pathways formed during those moments become the blueprint your body follows later. This conditioning strengthens what's known as the premature ejaculation reflex. Your nervous system learns to peak as soon as arousal builds instead of sustaining it. Over time, this creates a biological shortcut. Your body literally forgets how to slow down. Emotionally, this can be devastating. You may start feeling anxious every time you're intimate, worried that it'll end too soon again. That anxiety triggers stress hormones like cortisol, which restricts blood flow and interferes with erection strength. The cycle continues. Performance pressure leads to faster finishing, which deepens frustration and self-doubt. Practically speaking, sex becomes less about connection and more about control. Instead of enjoying your partner's touch, you're silently fighting your body. The good news is that this pattern can be reversed. You can retrain your body to last longer through awareness and intentional practice. Start by slowing down during solo sessions. Use techniques like the start-stop method. Stimulate yourself until you're close, then pause and let the arousal drop before continuing. Practice edging, staying in that heightened zone without finishing. This teaches your brain that arousal doesn't have to equal climax. Over time, your endurance builds, your confidence grows, and your body learns that pleasure can be slow, deliberate, and deeply satisfying. Think of it like strength training for control. The more you practice, the stronger you become. 2. Porn rewires. The brain. Porn is everywhere. Fast, free, and instantly stimulating. It's designed to hijack your attention and flood your brain with dopamine, the chemical that fuels pleasure and motivation. Every time you click on a new video, that novelty gives your brain a quick hit of excitement. But over time, this constant stimulation rewires how your brain responds to real arousal. Biologically, porn creates a dopamine imbalance. What starts as simple curiosity slowly trains your brain to expect extreme variety, speed, and intensity just to stay interested. That's why real intimacy can start feeling dull or unsatisfying. Your brain adapts to artificial stimulation and loses sensitivity to genuine touch, smell, and emotional connection. This condition, often called porn-induced erectile dysfunction, PIED, is now one of the most common sexual challenges men face, even at younger ages. Emotionally, it can be heartbreaking. Many men tell me, "I love my partner, but I can't get aroused without a screen." This disconnect often leads to guilt, confusion, and tension in relationships. You begin comparing real experiences, where bodies move naturally, where moments are imperfect, to scripted, edited scenes designed to overstimulate your senses. That comparison is unfair and destructive. Practically, it means you might struggle to perform without visual aids or need increasingly intense material to reach the same level of excitement. The fix is retraining your brain through a digital detox. Take a break from visual porn and let your dopamine system reset. It won't be easy at first. You'll likely feel restless or bored, but that's a sign your brain is healing. Use your imagination, memories, or even audio stimulation to reconnect with natural arousal. Over time, your body will become more sensitive to real intimacy and less dependent on artificial triggers. The goal isn't shame, it's freedom. You're reclaiming your ability to respond to real connection, not pixels on a screen. Once you break that cycle, arousal becomes richer, deeper, and far more fulfilling. 3. Death grip effect. Here's a mistake most men never realize they're making: the death grip. It happens when you always masturbate the same way, with the same tight grip, rhythm, and position. It may feel satisfying in the moment, but biologically, it trains your body to respond only to one very specific kind of stimulation. Your nerves and pelvic muscles adapt to that exact pressure and movement. Over time, your arousal becomes narrow. That means when you're with a partner, where the sensations are softer, wetter, and more varied, your brain says, "Something's off." You might lose arousal or struggle to maintain an erection, not because anything is wrong with your body, but because it's been overtrained for a single pattern. Emotionally, this can take a heavy toll. Men often assume the problem is deeper, that they're broken or not attracted to their partner. That kind of thinking leads to shame, frustration, and avoidance of intimacy. In truth, it's simply a matter of conditioning. Your body learned one response, and now it needs to unlearn it. Practically, this narrow stimulation makes sex less enjoyable and less adaptable. You may find it difficult to climax with a partner or lose sensation halfway through. The solution is variety. Start by loosening your grip and experimenting with different techniques. Use your non-dominant hand, change positions, or vary speed and rhythm. Try using lubricant to mimic the texture and softness of real intimacy. Think of this as cross-training for your sexual system. The more diverse your solo practice becomes, the more flexible and responsive your body gets. Over time, you'll notice a major difference. You'll feel more sensation, maintain stronger erections, and adapt easily to your partner's touch. Sexual health thrives on adaptability. The more variety you introduce, the more your brain reconnects with the full spectrum of pleasure. This isn't about doing more, it's about doing differently, retraining your body to respond naturally, not mechanically. 4. Retrain your arousal. Once you understand how bad habits shape your body's responses, the next step is retraining your arousal. Think of this process like rebuilding muscle memory. Every time you experience pleasure, your brain strengthens certain neural pathways. So if you've spent years rushing, over-gripping, or relying on screens, your brain has created an automatic script for how arousal should unfold. The goal now is to rewrite that script consciously. Biologically, your sexual response involves your brain, nervous system, and pelvic floor working together. You can reshape that connection through repetition and awareness. Begin by slowing down and paying attention to how your body feels instead of racing to climax. Focus on breathing, rhythm, and sensation. These simple shifts engage your parasympathetic nervous system, the part responsible for calm, lasting arousal, rather than the fight-or-flight reflex that pushes you to finish quickly. Emotionally, retraining arousal also means shifting how you think about pleasure. Instead of chasing release, treat it as practice for control, connection, and awareness. Arousal isn't something that just happens to you. It's something you can guide. When you learn to manage that energy instead of being ruled by it, confidence naturally returns. Practically, try creating intentional solo sessions. Set aside quiet time without distractions, especially without porn. Focus on edging, bringing yourself close, then relaxing before climax. Experiment with different sensations, pressures, or techniques, and pay attention to how each affects your arousal level. Over time, your brain begins to associate pleasure with control, not urgency. That's the essence of retraining, teaching your body to respond to stimulation slowly, deeply, and with awareness. The results go beyond the bedroom. You'll notice calmer energy, more patience, and greater self-trust. Because once you learn to regulate your arousal, you're not just improving sexual stamina, you're mastering your body's ability to stay balanced under any kind of stimulation or stress. 5. Condom confidence. Many men struggle with condoms. They say it kills sensation, breaks rhythm, or makes it harder to stay hard. But the real problem isn't the condom itself. It's unfamiliarity. If you never practice with them during solo sessions, your body treats the new texture and pressure as foreign, interrupting your natural flow. Biologically, this break in pattern can reduce stimulation and trigger performance anxiety. Your brain senses something different and reacts by pulling back arousal. Emotionally, this often leads to frustration and avoidance. Some men skip condoms altogether or blame themselves for losing their erection, which can create guilt and tension with their partner. The truth is, it's all about conditioning and preparation. Practically, the best way to build condom confidence is through practice. Make it part of your solo routine. Experiment with different brands, sizes, and materials until you find one that fits comfortably and feels natural. Some are thinner for more sensitivity, others have varied textures or shapes that enhance pleasure. Use a good water-based or silicone lubricant to reduce friction and improve glide. It can make a massive difference. The key is repetition. The more you use condoms in relaxed, private moments, the more your body adapts. When it becomes familiar, it stops being a distraction during sex and starts feeling like second nature. You'll also build trust in your ability to maintain arousal, which boosts confidence with your partner. Emotionally, this shift changes everything. Instead of seeing condoms as a barrier, you'll see them as a tool for safety, freedom, and control. You can focus on connection rather than performance worry, and that confidence is contagious. It reassures your partner and creates a more relaxed, enjoyable experience for both of you. Mastering condom confidence isn't about luck, it's about preparation. Once you integrate this simple practice, you eliminate a major source of anxiety and turn protection into part of your pleasure routine. 6. Build sexual endurance. Building sexual endurance isn't about luck or youth. It's about training. Just like you can strengthen your muscles or improve your stamina in the gym, you can train your body to last longer and perform better in bed. Most men believe endurance is purely physical, but it's a combination of biology, psychology, and technique. Biologically, your stamina depends on how efficiently your body manages arousal and blood flow. When you rush or tense up, your nervous system triggers premature ejaculation reflexes. But when you stay calm, breathe deeply, and control rhythm, you activate your parasympathetic system, the one responsible for lasting pleasure and stability. Emotionally, building endurance requires patience and presence. Many men lose control because they're too focused on the end goal rather than the process. The more you focus on performance, the more pressure you create, and that stress kills rhythm. Instead, endurance comes from learning to enjoy every phase of arousal: exploration, touch, connection, and anticipation. The slower you go, the more your body learns to sustain energy instead of releasing it too soon. Practically, endurance training begins in your solo sessions. Practice edging regularly. Stimulate yourself until you're close to climax. Pause, and let the intensity fade before starting again. Repeat this cycle multiple times before finishing. This not only strengthens your control, but also increases your awareness of your arousal levels. Combine this with pelvic floor exercises, such as Kegels, to improve the muscles responsible for erection control and ejaculation timing. Consistent training creates a body that responds on command, not impulse. Over time, your brain and body synchronize. Your breathing slows, your awareness sharpens, and your confidence grows. You'll notice you can last longer, stay harder, and feel more connected. Building endurance isn't just about performance, it's about freedom. When you master control, you eliminate anxiety and replace it with calm confidence. That control makes intimacy richer, deeper, and infinitely more satisfying for both you and your partner. 7. Reclaim control and pleasure. After understanding your habits, retraining your body, and building endurance, the final step is reclaiming full control and pleasure. This is where everything you've practiced, awareness, patience, and adaptability, comes together to transform your experience of sex and self-confidence. Biologically, when you correct bad patterns, your dopamine balance, blood flow, and nerve sensitivity begin to reset. Your brain starts responding naturally to real intimacy rather than artificial triggers. You'll notice stronger erections, more consistent arousal, and a deeper sense of satisfaction. Emotionally, this stage is about reconnecting with your body and breaking free from shame or anxiety. Many men have spent years associating their sexual struggles with failure, which only reinforces fear. But once you take control through deliberate practice, that mindset shifts. You stop reacting and start guiding. You become present, confident, and grounded in every moment of intimacy. Practically, reclaiming pleasure means bringing intention into your sexual life, solo or partnered. During self-pleasure, focus on awareness and enjoyment rather than release. With your partner, prioritize connection, communication, and pacing. Slow down, explore sensations, and be curious. Don't chase climax. Let it unfold naturally. The more you tune into your partner's rhythm, the stronger your bond and the more rewarding the experience becomes. Over time, you'll find that control and pleasure are not opposites. They reinforce each other. Real confidence isn't about lasting for hours. It's about knowing you can guide your body without fear or urgency. When you trust your control, your mind relaxes and your pleasure deepens. This balance is what separates performance from mastery. Reclaiming control isn't about becoming someone else. It's about returning to your natural state of confidence, vitality, and calm strength. When you reach that point, sex stops being a test and becomes an expression of freedom, connection, and self-respect. That's the real reward of retraining your body, the power to experience intimacy on your own terms. Gentlemen, masturbation itself isn't the problem. It's how you do it that shapes your performance, confidence, and pleasure. By slowing down, stepping away from porn, loosening rigid habits, and training with awareness, you can rebuild your stamina and sensitivity at any age. These simple changes retrain both mind and body for lasting control and deeper satisfaction. Remember, sexual health isn't just about physical function. It's about freedom, confidence, and connection. With patience and consistent practice, you can reclaim the strength, pleasure, and self-assurance you thought were lost. Your best years aren't behind you. They start when you take control.